Good morning. I know it's a few minutes before 8, but today's going to be a little bit, I don't want to say rushed because I'm kind of accommodating it, but there is some early maintenance today, at least if I'm reading it right, and I'm really bad with time zones and stuff, but from what I understand, they're going to be starting the maintenance today at 3 a.m. EDT time, which, if I'm understanding it right, is around 9 a.m. my time. So that's in about an hour. While I did have plans to have several homes to visit today, I've just knocked it down to 2. I just figure I don't want to rush it, but I don't also want to like run it down to the end of the line. Apologies about the short stream and everything, but I think it's just better to do it that way. I didn't want to cancel it straight up, so just figure it's better to have a short one rather than not one at all. I do want to say that in the event that the same thing happens next week during our planned special episode, I'm hoping not, but it's possible. Just watch my Twitter feed or whatever. I will make an announcement. Either we'll just postpone it for later in the day, or we'll just move it on to Thursday. Because I can't control as far as how Carbine decides to do their maintenance and stuff. You know, typically it's like the afternoon for me, but today they're having like a 7-hour plus hardware maintenance, and I guess they wanted to not disrupt too much of the prime time area, so they moved it up earlier. So again, that's out of my control, but things will go as planned according to, you know, whatever next week, unless they do this again. And then of course just watch my Twitter feed, and I'll probably post an announcement in the forums on the thread there to kind of let you guys know if it's like just moving to later in the day or if it's just absolutely moving to the next day. It just depends on how that goes. I just thought I'd throw that out there in case people are wondering, because yeah, you never can tell. I mean, as it is, I did used to do these in kind of more like in the afternoon, sort of, and I had to move it because they started putting the maintenance right around that time, so it kind of made it a little iffy. Anyway, good morning to you guys, Cheeky Bones, Aurora, and Maddie, and anyone else that happens to be lurking or pops in. So yeah, I think, yeah, I've done the tweet. So that's out there. We talked about the maintenance that's coming. There's just a couple other things. They're really not directly housing related, but I do want to mention them for those that it might affect, because, you know, us housers don't just do housing, we do other things too. But they did have an update on the Dev Connect regarding faction barriers, and you can catch that in the official forums. It's basically, they said that the chat and the content finder barriers will be dropped at some point in the future. The other things that people were asking for, like cross-faction housing, guild, and raiding kind of combinations, those are going to stay as they are for the time being, which kind of hints that maybe they'll consider expanding the barrier drops into other parts, you know, aspects of the game, but maybe they're going to do it in stages to see how this initial bit comes in, and you know, go from there. And hey, there's Kathleen right there. We're on Kathleen's plot, by the way, for those that don't recognize it. I'm kind of faced away from it, so it's kind of like, ta-da, there it is. Hey, Poi, good morning. Glad you could join us. So that's an update on the Faction Barrier Dev Connect, but they've also struck up a new Dev Connect, which has to do with class race combinations. I've often said that originally I'd wanted to be a stalker. It just so happened that that combination was not available at the time, so I ended up being Exile, and that's how I kind of became the orange-haired Orin that you see now. So that worked in everyone's favor that, has come into contact with me on Exile side. But for those of you that want other kind of class race combinations, this will be the time to get your say in on the subject. Again, just check the forums for that. I think that's it. There's probably other things, but like I said, most of it's not really housing specific. Just like I said, I know there's other people that just do other things. I mean, I've done raiding and dungeoning and everything, so even though these things aren't directly housing related, it does affect us in some way. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, apologies for the short stream today, but as far as I can tell, we've got about an hour before they knock down the realms for the rest of the day. So fingers crossed we don't rush too much, but we're going to start off with Kathleen's plot. It is not necessarily like a custom home or any kind of special theme, other than it is a resource for builders. We've seen some like Cat IKEA and Architect display plots before. I might not have actually streamed them, but there are those that are out there that a lot of people use. This one has a bit of a difference in comparison to the others. Usually people will display their items on a table or some other thing, and you only get kind of a limited view. It's almost as limited as the decor item preview. You have just that 360, around the one axis kind of thing. This one is designed in a way so that everything is on glass, so that you can, if you want or have the inclination, you can actually see the bottom of the items, which I think is very helpful for those of us that like to cobble items together. We're always looking for interesting textures and shapes and things, and that's going to be a very big plus for builders on this section. Hey, Amazing. Glad you could join us. So this one takes it even further by splitting up the different categories of decor. This whole top area that we have above ground, it's for the non-limited vendor decor that came with the reloaded version of WildStar. So you can see that they've taken the time using a lot of bananas to write up these little text boards to kind of give you some information so that you can identify where you might find these. So like here are your cosmic point rewards, and they have all of those on display. You have your crafted bits. They have them broken down by zone. These come directly from the housing vendor. Then you've got those that are from fab kit vendors. And the housing vendor stuff, they have it divided into every time there was a new update. So like you had this one from the when we had Winterfest just before that hit, that would be here. And then you had the previous little batch, and it's just little different batches, but just pay attention to the signs. It's pretty clear about like here's a rep. They even have it divvied up as far as the level. This is accepted, popular, you get this. This is all from Arcterra Zone. So really fun little way of showcasing things. And like here's the Shrine of the Teacup, letting you know that you can now purchase this particular decor that used to be single claim. from the Blighthaven vendor. So again, it's really helpful information. This is a caution test site hat, hard hat required. Basically just some items that they're, I guess, haven't set up a little place for. These are some of the new Macari. Notice they've got them tilted on the side so that you can see the bottoms of them, or some of them. Like this is the stool, I think, and the tactical table. Just gives you a good chance of being able to preview them before purchasing them, and it also provides location. That's something the decor shopper and item preview on the auction house, that doesn't give the information as to where you can find these items. And while we do have some sites like Jabbit-EU and stuff that has some of that, it's kind of there's a lot of holes in the information, or it's just clunky to get a hold of. So in the interior, they've gone through the trouble of setting up a preview for all of the decor previous to a reloader. So you have pre and post. Oh, well, that's helpful to know, Kath. Excuse me. Let's see. Again, if you're having trouble getting into doors and stuff, just hit your interact button, which for me is F3. That allows you to get in without kind of popping back out. Now the interior of this is the interior of the Osun house. They took advantage of all the space available and have just filled it with every imaginable decor piece, and it's very nicely organized. If you come here, you can see the color coding system they have set up. You have blue, yellow, chua, that's the Drake and brown, and then the red, and each one is representative of a certain type of decor. So you got those that are available through Renown, those available through the architect, housing vendor, etc. I think most of this area on this side is housing vendor, if I remember correctly. You can see that they are indicated by the little markers so that you know, okay, in this little particular area, that's where they come from. There's stairs, and again, pay attention, they have it all on glass so that you can look at the bottom of all of the items, so that you can basically have, you know, a full view of the item, which is very helpful, again, for those of us that are looking for, you know, on the previewer, you can only see, you can't see the top, you can't see the bottom, you can only see the sides, and often there are some interesting textures and things for the bottom of objects that you may or may not notice until you purchase it, and this saves you the trouble of guessing. So trying to look for like an interesting item that has something unusual about it, but like maybe you're looking for something that looks like that. It looks like, you know, the lifter for a mechanic shop for a car or something, and you just want that shape, and now you found it on that sofa, that kind of thing. Anyway, like I said, I think this big room is just layers and layers of housing vendor items. You can just go all the way down and you see that it's all the same category. If you go on to the other side, then you start noticing other divisions, like the red one would be the architect. So here's a section of architect materials. The only disadvantage is you can't actually determine the name of them. You can see what they look like, but you can kind of guess some of them by what they are. You can kind of see these are like statues and things like that. This is the only trouble with trying to showcase like this. But I think this is one of the better ways. I mean, see how you can see the bottom. Maybe you like the pattern of that as for some kind of a wall, or who knows what. And I really love that they took the time to lay out every item in such a way that you can see it all the way around. Just a lot of things. It's a little maze-like, but again, if you just kind of pay attention to the little indicators, like here you have 3 different ones. Over here is, I guess that would be the zone rep. And it's also the zone rep ones are all divided by the zone. So this is the far side section. Below that is Walderun, and so on and so forth. Over here you have Starcom Basin. Very helpful, very straightforward, easy to follow along, and just an amazing resource for builders. So if you're on Exile side for Jabbit, definitely drop by if you're looking for some inspiration. You're just looking for certain textures or colors or shapes. This is the place to come and look. I've been visiting here pretty regularly since I heard about it, and okay, Kath is saying wasn't able to label, but the main room is also placed within the categories you see in the shopper to help identify. As an example, the layers in the main room tower is all accents, all building blocks are in the basement, etc. Tried placing the crafted stuff by race, so you'll find all Exile named bits together, all Chua bits together, etc. The char's name is Kath Lee, K-A-T-H Lee. Oh, that's fine. For those that are on Twitch and they watch the video through Twitch, they can actually follow the chat. That gets saved now. But for those on the YouTube, I want to kind of reiterate what you're saying so they pick it up. But yeah, that's very helpful. So see, took it even a step further and try to be mindful about helping people be able to locate those kind of things. Eventually, if they set up something, give us a little bit more flexibility, maybe we can find better ways of doing it. But I think, in my opinion, this is one of the better versions of this type of showcase for displaying all of the items. Again, allowing you to see the bottoms. I mean, who would think that there's like these little striped patterns on the bottom of the Draken fences? Other than those of us that have actually turned it around and to it looked. Same way with the bottom of the cellar entrance. Such a pretty design. A lot of people have been using it for floors and walls and things, but some of those that don't have a tendency to flip objects around to see what they look like on all sides, this is their opportunity to get a better look. And especially it saves you from purchasing things that you're not sure about. You can take a look at it prior to purchase. Yeah, Kath does say that if she happens to be on when you're touring the place and you have a question about a specific item name, they'll be happy to let you know what that is. Okay, so the other house that we're going to visit today is Aurora Azure's house. Now, from what I understand, Aurora is not only a new player, but a new builder. And I've heard a lot of praise and amazement at how quickly they've picked up a lot of the building techniques, being able to, some people just have a natural talent with being able to envision. It's kind of like my son with Legos. He can look at a box of Legos and he'd like, oh, I'm just going to build this, and it's like, what? I'm still fiddling with 2 pieces, trying to put it together or something. And Aurora happens to be one of those, and she's here with us today. You can see her character there. And she's going to be available in case I have questions about specific items or maybe she just wants to throw out some information about inspiration that was behind it. So first we're going to take a look at the exterior. Of course, for those, again, that aren't familiar with these little ways of how we hide parts of the teleporter, she's using a massive umbrella tree. The main reason I can tell that is, one, you can see the root of the tree sticking out over there, plus a little bit of the top. And when you walk on it, it doesn't have that little white poof that the snowy hill does, which is a big giveaway there. But you can see she's found a lot of objects that you can kind of get pretty close to the edges and still make an interesting little entranceway, you know, something different. She's also made a little nook here underneath for the holocrypt, so you don't get stuck. Kind of hides it. You know, a lot of people don't like the look of it, or they wish they could move it, and this is a clever way of kind of just putting it out of sight. Yeah, it's kind of like no way to hide the root. But you know, it's not that big of a deal. All the rest of it is really nice. So, you know, that's me. I notice that kind of stuff. So you have to forgive. Excuse me. So right off the bat, you find this lovely little kind of like centerpiece. It's a little bench waiting area with some lovely flowers and a nice custom built waterfall. We have a lot of fountain kind of things that you can actually just add water to, but they've opted to actually make their own fountain. And I'm hoping I get all this right. It looks like just the regular bowls, the ones that I always say looks like tortoise shells. They've got those tiered up in pairs. The little columns are basically, I think it's the keyhole windows. Don't see those used too much, but it looks like they've got them either upside down or something, and that's what's making the center column of the fountain there. And of course using all of the like split waterfalls for the lovely water effects. I imagine the water in the base of the fountain is a bunch of winding rivers kind of layered up so that it's nice and full. For those of you that missed out on the Easter / St. Patty's release, especially or specifically from the cash shop, they did have some lovely flower and spring bits, and that's some of that here, I think, with a few other like little bushberry bushes or something. I don't know what the name of it is. Thrown in there to kind of just tick it around. I think those are the canary flowers from, was it Run? I can't really remember where exactly that is from. I suspect this one here, yeah, this one is a snowy hill. See how it's got the white puffs? That's the giveaway there, to give just a little extra oomph. So that it's not like just a sudden drop. It's like different layers, gives a little bit of contour to your plot. This little winding river, lots of various stones. You got the swirly rocks, the gray stones, some of the thinker heads tucked around so that you can't see the scully face. They've made some different plants by combining the dark moss bushes with the finger leaf bushes or trees, or they look like a tree to me, but I think they're listed under bushes or something. The bridge is constructed out of basically just decking pieces. It's the railing and the stairs, and then a little bit of the flat there, and just To give it some greenery, some that orangey flavor, they've got the fence pieces on that, plus the overgrowth that's thrown in. Again, really just a lot of little attention to detail as far as what bits they included. Over here we have basically it's a treehouse, which goes with the name Fairy Tale Treehouse. It's a treehouse, and then you have a whole little playground area, and we're going to go over all of it. You can see there's a slide that you can supposedly quickly get down to the bottom. Notice again they've trimmed it with a lot of overgrowth to kind of give it that jungly green orange feel to it. Same way with the railings and stuff on this entranceway here. All decking pieces for this. Again, decking pieces for the stairs. It's the corner piece that they've just kind of used. It's got a nice shape to it. Really good for when you're wanting kind of like grand staircases and things. Yeah, finger flowers tall, that's the word. Most of the construction is, I think, a combination of hover part pieces for some of the roofing, and you can see some Exile curved walls. There's also, I believe that's granite walls, and of course decking for most of the floors, along with various arches and glass pieces and stuff. You can also see there's like, I think those are the Exile pillars. It goes well with the decking pieces. It's basically the same coloring. So here we come into the main like living room type of area, and you can see that they've used some of the curved hover part pieces to make this little kind of like a couch bench thing, and then just put in some pillows for the cushions. The fireplace is adorable. A lot of people like the hologram fireplace, the Exile version, but most of us don't like the color, and we always cover it up, and it's fun to see how people approach that. And this particular builder decided to not only cover it up, but really kind of keep it orangey flavored. So they used the renowned orange shells, which has this lovely wood carving bits and stuff, as the topper for the mantle, and then repeated it down below to kind of match it. So it's really nice. And then of course a bigger one for the top of the mantle. And then a combination of hover part pieces and Exile walls and arches to finish it off. Again, these are some of those new limited time, limited offer little statues, the leprechaun that you could get in the spring pack. Over here we have a very lovely little kind of like an indoor garden / waterfall kind of thing. One of those, you know, kind of keeps your mood calm and relaxed. Again, they've basically repeated the same kind of setup that they have on the outside, keeping with the same kinds of plants and stones, and of course the little waterfall. So it's like a little rock garden kind of thing inside. Over here you have just some little baubles, but look at this cute little, I don't know what you call it, a terrarium. It's not really an aquarium. It's like you got this little baby stem dragon here, and a really nice little display. Again, using hover part pieces for the top and bottom, and then the curved glass to kind of seal it off in a little like capsule thing. It's adorbs. If you're wondering about the grass, I'm pretty sure that's just a shrunken down snowy hill to get the repeat of the ground from below. Really cute idea. Let's see, we'll go over here into this room. This is the little sitting room. Got a nice little skylight built into it. Again, mostly hover part pieces, decking pieces, and again repeating that same little pattern that they had on the fireplace. Trying to avoid going up just yet. I guess we'll just go up. Here's another little sitting room. trying to see what they use for the TV cabinet here. It looks like a couple of the empty trophy cabinets topped with a bench. Or maybe it's the Pell wooden bench. So it looks like the same trophy cabinet, and they just later. Again, it kind of helps repeat the coloring and the patterns of the furniture to kind of tie it in together, so it looks like a full set. Look at that interesting roof. Again, hover park pieces. They have just an expansive variety that you can use them for just about any shape you can think of. Okay, let's go up over here. Again, another little indoor garden type of area. It's lots of grass. And of course those canary flowers. I wish these weren't bind on pickup, by the way. I was wanting to use them on one of my alts who obviously doesn't have that expansive amount of renown yet. She's not even the right level to get into that zone. But I would really love those nice yellow flowers. There's a couple of orange ones too that I'd like, but again, it's restricted, which is disappointing. Here's the bathroom. A lot of custom going on here, and just look at the patterns that they've made with the mirror frame. Again, it's a combination of Oran pieces, Exile pieces to get those little colorings there. A sink that's been kind of covered in. It's a bathroom sink, and it's just been kind of covered in with all of these pieces. There's like domes, cylinders, curved walls. Some of it is Exile, some of it is hover park pieces, but I like how they use the Oran bits as the accents to the overall makeup of the furniture. So you see that pattern repeated elsewhere. They even have the little trash can here with the little push thing, so when you step on it, the lid pops up. And that's just, again, Oran dome, little cylinder, and then a little mini dome for the push thing. Oh, I'll get to it, Lori. No worries. I won't miss it if I can help it. If I leave the treehouse and I haven't seen it, then you can let me know. The toilet itself, again, is another dome, a hollow dome for the bowl, but they've layered it so you have the Oran one inside, and on the outside they have the Exile one. So it's sandwiched together, and then they're using the hover park pieces for the seat, which is really fun. There's your little flusher. Again, it's the dome. Hover park pieces for the corner and everything. The tub, again, is hover park pieces. You got those bowl sections. And then, of course, the waterfall to kind of lay that in. Winding rivers for this bit here in the tub part. Very nicely done. Obviously, there's going to be a little bit of workiness because of how the things are shaped, but I think they did a fantastic job on that. Yep, 30 minutes, folks, so hopefully we don't rush this too much. Again, skylights built into all the way here. Kitchen. Very lovely stuff. Books for the handles, metal edge 2x4s, staircase landings, 2x4s for the top of the counters, lots of boards. It looks like Oran pieces for the inside of the sink, Chua bits for the faucet, and the sewer entrance. Rather than using the traditional Red Moon vent, they went with the sewer entrance there. Love the little cloche here. Looks like a bottle top with a dome and then a plate. Very nice. The stove, again, is Draken wall floors for the walls of that. The metal grate shelves for the rack. and then it's just really nicely patched in. You see the staircase landings, metal-edged 2x4s there. The knobs are bowls, the little ornate bowls. I'm not sure what the name is exactly. It's the same bowl here, I think, and they just, well, no, this is the one and this is the metal one, I think. The metal bowl. Cabinets, Oran, and again, they've repeated the handles and everything. Really nicely done. Notice they've got the stove here. That's a standalone item, and they've just boxed it in nicely to kind of clean it off so it's not all just copper. Again, making their own flower arrangements. That's the little red potted plant that's got that little bit of vent stuff in it, and they've added extra bits in to kind of flesh it out a little better. Again, really nice design as far as, you know, got lots of curves but straight bits and just really well organized. Nice. Here's the dining room. Very simple but nice table. Staircase landings for the main part, and then metal edge 2x4s. Again, another little rock kind of garden type of thing with the waterfalls. It keeps tying it into the exterior really nicely. Look at the little chandelier kind of bit built in. The orange chandelier, I think, just sandwiched into some hover park pieces and a dome. Just the construction of the house itself is really lovely. Here's another chandelier. We've added the domes to the top and bottom, so it has like a little attachment, and you got just the windows opened up there. Let's see, let's go out here. This is the balcony with custom furniture. You've got the little folding chairs. Again, straight up just staircase landings and metal edge 2x4s. Same way with the little table. It all makes nice matching furniture, really lovely. Like the little canvas chairs or something. And then of course they've got that snowy hill turned upside down so you have a little bit of grass. It's really good for a little potted plant. Okay, so I think I got all the rooms up on this floor. Let's go back down. Trying not to miss anything, but I'm also trying not to. See, where are we going? This is a little outy area. Little like bar or relaxation place. Lovely little swing table and bench set. Using a lot of the decking pieces. There's you can see there's some pillars, 2x4s, lots of Tua pillows, even a nice way of trimming it, and how they've got it. It's just a little triangle piece for the feet. Simple but very lovely. I like those. Notice they've got the framing on one side and then they've doubled it up with the other. Really nice. Kind of accented for that little tree swing. Much better looking than the one I made. Again, repeated it, but then made a little table, a smaller one. And then you got the same benches. Again, lots of little details and pieces cleverly sandwiched together to make these interesting bits of furniture. Okay. That was the sitting room. Guess we go downstairs. Here's the bedroom, I believe. So here, I believe this is supposed to be like a dresser, like cabinet kind of thing for like clothes. You open it up, and that's where you have all your personal belongings. Really cute little idea. I mean, look at even the Chua pillars there to kind of divide it. The bed is interesting. A lot of those round pillows to make the bed blanket type of thing. the little chair here, like a little stool kind of thing, just two domes back to back with a cushion on top. How simple can you go? But you don't see a lot of people doing that kind of thing. I love how the nightstands are kind of built into it. Again, hover part pieces for most of the framework of the bed. And then this little computer desk, again, domes, floors. Look at that little cushion for the seat. We've seen some of these round seats before, but so far all of them have been kind of different. Really nice little bits. Okay, I think, have I gotten everything inside the treehouse? I hope. Because we've got so much more to cover. How do I get out of here? Gosh, I'm so lost. If we run out of time, I promise I will revisit the next time. In fact, I may just include it in the thing for next week just to throw in, because I really worry that we're not going to have enough time. So here's part of the playground. We've got the little swing. Notice they took the time to put vines, which is basically the orange fence posts, on some of the chains to kind of make it look a little bit more like it's, again, it's orange-y. You have the merry-go-round here, which is basically one of the orange windows. It's kind of hard to tell which one. It looks like the colorful one, with the cylinder on the bottom, and then the metal grate shelves for the little dividers, with a little touch of orange on it as well. You have the monkey bars here. Again, it's using ladders, and then they've added little bits of orange touches. Yeah, it does, Kath. Here's the teeter-totter. It's basically, I think it's orange pillars. It could be the Exile one. It's kind of hard to tell in this light. I think it's Exile. Decking pieces for the little seats with the cushions, and then Merc Dynamite for the handles. Then we have this amazing little, what do you call these? Little playground treehouse kind of thing. There's all sorts of stuff going on. You can see the ladders being used here. They're basically being used like rope. Think of them as rope. It's a little straight and not like the chua netting over here, but I think of it as like it's rope to me. That's what it looks like. So you got these little tunnels and things. It's like a little miniature obstacle course. You can just go run around all through it. Find your little treasure rooms. It's like a little clubhouse kind of thing. All connected. Whoops, I think I just went in there. I'm going to go up the sled. I'm doing it backwards, but I want to get some good shots of this because it's a really cute little idea. The squid platform has just been covered up with the Exile tubes or cylinders or whatever, topped with a dome. It allows them to use the winding staircase but not have that ugly octopus looking thing on there. Rope bridges to tie this in, chua netting, and then they have this little jumping obstacle course thing with the swinging tires, the log that's tied with the rope, you know, it would be moving and everything. It's really cute, you know, chains, ladders, lots of little doodads. I mean, who wouldn't want that in their backyard, honestly? Okay, I hope there's nothing up that tree. Again, over here, you see a bit of elevation. Again, that is using the snowy hills to kind of give a little bit of rise and difference. If you tilt it just right, it just smoothly blends in. the edges that you don't want showing, you just cover it cleverly with rocks and things to make it look like a natural rise in the ground. A little waterfall here. If I've missed anything out here, let me know. Over here you have a little, I don't know if it's like a shrine or something, but it's like a pond, and I think they're using the bottom of the silver chalice thing. It has a little bit of collision, but just the very bottom of it doesn't have any, so it looks like you can wade in the water a little bit. It's a really cute thing. Again, stones, waterfall pieces, lots of overgrowth, lots of those little Easter, plants, the spring plants. Are you maxed out on everything? Hey Bucky, good morning. So here again, they're using the snowy hills for that extra elevation. A lot of rocks and a lot of the new taurine stuff, like the sword. And I love how they even went through the detail of adding water in the little design here to kind of, I don't know, it's just an extra little bit a lot of people probably wouldn't think about doing. The little effects you see, that's mostly a combination of the winding rivers, but it's also the medical cot hovering, the little bottom bluey effect. Really lovely. That taurine sword with the water on it. So it's like a little taurine shrine kind of thing. And then you've got a little picnic table out here using the granite floor for the little blanket. I like that. It reminds me of somebody's. Okay, did I get everything outside? I hope so. I know there's some fab kits here. I'm not really going over those. I think there's this bit here that I didn't go up. Another little area. You could come out here, sit with some guildies or something. And just trying to get a good, nice overall look. I think we got about 15 minutes before we're shut down, so that should be enough, hopefully, for the interior. Because the interior, guys, is probably going to blow your mind, because it's a bunker house. If you're wondering what these stones are, that's those purple rock arches. Again, really lovely on just combinations of items. Here's a little nook that I might have missed with the scary eyeball. This is kind of freaky. So off into the bunker house. And what a surprise we have. Yep, 15 minutes, folks. Whoa, we're really pushing it. Look at this. If anyone has ever seen the movie Goonies, this is probably going to be very reminiscent of it. They've just done a fantastic job. I've seen boats and things before, but this has got to be one of my favorites. Before we get onto the boat, we're just going to look at some of the details around. Basically, it's just they've turned the bunker house into like a giant cavern. You can see some of the new items like the floor mat that we have. I like how they've got these little bits indicating how many days they've been stranded down here. The new sandwich decor, that's always fun. Over here you have some waterfall areas. Little creepy woman's head sticking out there, isn't that freaky? I think that's the nautical bed, and they've just given her some different hair or something using some glacier pieces, it looks like. Little treasure chest with some money, some of the new bone decor. Over here you have some broken, part of the broken of the mast, I believe, using logs and other things. I have no idea what all that is. Oh, I'm gonna get stuck here. Here's another piece of the mast. Look at how many pillars had to be used to make those nice, smooth, round mast pieces. That I just don't even want to know how many pillars that was. But that's the granite version, the one with the rope on it, and they just replicated it to an ad nauseum there, and used the lapel canopies as part of the sail. And this kind of gives an indication that maybe that's, you know, some outdoor. So you got a little bit of sun and some sky. I don't know what piece it is. I want to say it's the Exile rug, but I can't be sure. Again, some of the new pieces, the moss bits that we have now, the little moss-covered tree, and just lots of great placement of stones and things. I think some of the stones are like the bottom of the makeshift bulletin board, that kind of thing. Little note in the bottle. I'm not sure what they're using for the water in here. Is this glass for this part here? The drop log is the dry meat drying rack. Okay. Probably why I didn't recognize it, because I've never seen it in that piece. Oh, okay, yeah, it's the one side. Well, that's so smart. Again, here we have the ladders being used like rope. So you have this little netting bit. But look at the construction of the boat itself. There's a lot of attention to detail. Here's the, I believe this is their makeshift anchor. How amazing is that? It looks like, what is those, hugels for the anchor part itself, and then some Osun pieces for the decoration, including the little chain links, the moss. Really nice. Looks like a red moon vent for the little chain hole, and then just layered dome pieces for that little bit. And you can see it's called the, what is that? Amphitrite? Felt with, looks like our traditional bananas. I think those, what is that, the ornate dresser or one of the bookshelves? I can't tell. It's the back of it to make that little sign there. And then the Draken, there's a lot of Draken pieces for the ornate design. I call it like the filament, not the filament. There's something, there's a word for it. I can't think of it. The filigree, that, I think that's what I'm talking about. Using it for that, and like the railings here. Metal planks with the Draken fencing. Oh, was that Poseidon's wife? See, I have no idea what that was. Most of the ship is a combination of Exile pieces, lots of hover part pieces, I mean, to get those nice curves, really elegant looking. Probably a lot of domes as well to get some of those curves and smoothness going on. You've got a little storage area here. Here you have the cannon with the cannonballs. It looks like the cannonballs are, I think it's granite domes sandwiched together to make the balls. The cannons themselves are lots of the tubes sandwiched together to get that good thickness. There's red moon vents for not only the decoration here, but also part of the wheels. These are those, I call them pillows. They're supposed to be some kind of a shield. They look like pillows to me, but anywho. I see some, it looks like some kind of a dynamite item. Not the Merg one, but the other one. And again, lots of hover part pieces for the construction of the base of it. Really awesomely, just a lot of detail, folks, a lot of detail. Again, the pillar, you can see how it's been broken off, and there's the remnants there and on the other side. The little hatch for the, what do you call it, the galley, the bottom, the belly, lots of metal planks. You come off inside here, and then you've got, just look at the bunkers, the little beds. Looks like, again, metal planks with the chains, sleeping bags. These, I think, are from the Orin dressers, the little flippy handles. He's got a really funky eyeball there. Notice the wine rack is a couple of nautical wheels. Desk is just a pail table, one of the picnic tables, and then got the wheel, some netting as well. Of course, the treasure room is full of little bits of treasure. Notice the chandelier, one of my favorite styles of chandelier with the nautical wheel and candles. Reminds me of my old plot. We'll save the captain's room for later, I guess. Again, lovely railing and stuff. They got the life preservers, which aren't too easy to get a hold of. Using those ladders again for the rope, metal planks. Look at the little telescope here. I remember them debating on whether or not they liked how it turned out. The little lens is a plate, and then you've got vent tanks and cylinders for some of the covering. It's like one of those little spy glasses or whatever you call it. Look at the wheel, the main wheel. You've got the little bell that you can ring, which I believe is sparking wire for like the string part. They're using the part collection little tables for a lot of this little, again, I'm calling it like filigree. It's like the little accents, the decorations to it. Hover part pieces and dome for the shape of the bell. Same way with all of this construction is mostly hover part pieces. And of course all of the regular accents that they've got down below, repeating the same patterns and everything. Again, the tables, that heart, same table that they use for the decoration on the bell is also the decoration on the handles and on the centerpiece. So it's the same piece, just used in different ways. Here's the little, it's really hard to get a good shot of this little compass here. It's got the little N, which I imagine is metal planks, different floors and walls for the little design, so that it has both a gray and a red. It looks like a drake and spear for the little pointy part, and a dome for the center, and then just various domes for that little bit there to layer it on. Really nice. And again, those same tables for the that little accent, the little decoration on that. 5 minutes, you guys. Coming down to the wire. I think we still got time for the captain's room. Look at the water, even the water bucket. It's got water, but it's also kind of got ice bits to kind of show that it's splashed water. Really nice. Captain's room. Lots of lovely little bits. Look at these things. A little crab. They made it out of Ichthian pieces. I see, looks like lights and fence parts. I don't know what all is there. Really lovely crab, though. I know the backing for the water is the Orin dresser. Same way here. And they've got this is a little lanternfish painting kind of thing. Really cute. A lot of strain pieces, green pillows for some of the decoration there. That is, I think, a detonator. Really nice. So sorry we're kind of rushing this, but Walls for the rug. Look at the bed. That's a really nice idea for the blanket there, using the rugs as part of the trim. Multiple pillows. That's a mattress. Here's a lovely little table. Combination of probably the bottom of the chair to get that extra little squid bit, and then the nautical wheel with glass. And I'm not sure what's that bottom part there. Really lovely bits though. Let's see. I'm hoping I've covered it all. Have I gotten everything? Is there anything else that you really want me to show? It's going to show this from the exterior here of the ship. Oh, I didn't show his desk. Hold on, let me see if I can get in there. It's a race against the clock. Well, cruddy. There we go, his desk. Looks like a bar with swords. The backs of some of the busts for the little shield bits. Looks like metal planks for part of the front. And of course, the library bit. It's one way to use that awful lamp. I hate the lighting on that thing. Bottom of nautical chairs. Is that what that is? Okay. 2 minutes, peoples. Anyway, if you're on Exiles side and have a chance to come and take a look at the spot, do not miss the opportunity. It is one of the best ships I've seen. Again, really hard to get a good shot from the small interior of this room, but just some amazing work. A lot of attention to detail, and you know me, I'm big on details. But thank you guys. Just interactable left. Well, we may have to show that on another day because I don't think we have time. But thank you guys for joining us, and remember, next week is the 50th House Tours episode. Again, it's going as scheduled, but if something should come up, just check the Twitter feed for that. Sorry to rush off, but no choice. Maintenance is coming. So thank you guys for joining, and I hope you have a great day. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.